So starting with part two of today's news analysis session. So firstly, we'll take a Financial Express followed by Indian Express newspaper. So lifestyle is the new electronics this sale season. So we see now you can experience in real before buying online. So here and also you can see how technology is being used when we talk about augmented reality. So you can basically experience how particular product would look like and accordingly take your decision. So this is one area. Now when we talk about some of the concerns related to the growing progress or the growth, which are again concerns associated with the growth of the e-commerce industry. So herein also the pricing decisions or the hefty discounts which are offered. So that's one important area, and we are expecting the e-commerce policy to be announced very soon. So we'll take up that in discussion once we have that public. Apart from this, how even marketing influences the decisions of the consumers, that is also an important area. And again, we can't misguide the users herein, and these are some of the areas which needs to be taken into consideration: hefty discounts and the marketing practices which are followed. So Pravesh, anything else you want to add up here? Pravesh, am I audible? Okay, let's move forward. So artificial intelligence race gets more intense. So taking to X, which is again the earlier Twitter, OpenAI announced on September 27th that ChatGPT users, they were able to surf the internet. So definitely things have been made a little easier, but at the same time complex also in terms of the quality and the reliability of the outcomes and the results of it. So ethical usage of artificial intelligence is much more important. Regulation of AI is important. We can't 100% rely upon this. So even different applications ki jab hum baat karte of this technology, so AI, it can be used in audits, it can be used in healthcare sector, it can be used in educational also in terms of educational delivery, quality of education, and to make it much more interesting at the same time. And apart from this, agriculture, maybe how we can implement this thing in terms of how it can help the farmers in taking more quicker and efficient and more apt decisions when it comes to which crop they need to cultivate and the quality of the crop, and how basically what kind of or how much harvest they can expect. So all these areas we can definitely we have certain applications of AI. So ultimately it boils down to ethical usage and using it ethically, and again how we are going to regulate it, that is important. So cultural calendar, very important topic when we talk about art and culture. So Hornbill Festival, it is celebrated in Nagaland. Why and what are the reasons? You can just go through it quickly. Rajasthan International Folk Festival in Jodhpur. Apart from this, we have the Indian Art Fair. Sunburn Festival happens in Goa. Then Tata Literature Live, the Mumbai Literature Fest, that happens in Bombay. Mahindra Kabir Festival, Magnetic Field Festival, Dharmshala International Film Festival. So these are different festivals which are, you can see the calendar for that. So why basically you can just think about ki why celebrating these festivals, why it is important. So firstly, definitely it is important from the perspective of preserving your traditional practices, celebrating them, and definitely we need to ensure ki that even goes down to the further generations as well. The value that they hold, again in terms of be it the social piece or even when it comes to shaping your personality, so that is why they are very important. And yes, they form a very important part when we talk about unity and diversity of India. So they have definitely played an important role also when it comes to unity of India or unity of different states. So unity at the same time having their fundamental rights also in terms of celebrating their culture and practicing it peacefully. So we can now take up the Indian Express newspaper. Okay, so here we can start with it.
ले ले मान से अभी इसमें
You can start with this, Pravesh.
ठीक है. So now we are taking the Indian Express paper of Sunday. So Mansi, you can highlight the articles. I can speak.
Okay, we can move forward because all these topics have already been taken up. So here you can just talk about this.
Okay, so देश हो रहा आयुष्मान. This is basically a theme of Ayushman Bharat scheme, which is helping the poorer families to get the subsidized free treatment in the private as well as the public hospitals in the pre-hospitalization as well as for the post-hospitalization, covering various communicable, non-communicable diseases. As far as the cards, so more than 25.4 crore Ayushman cards have been created, which shows a very great number. More than 5.7 crore cashless treatments are happening. More than 1 lakh crore savings and relief for the poor. So in overall, this 5 lakh free treatment per year per family is generating a good wealth as far as the health sector is concerned in India. And as we can see that private independent hospitals are also coming along with the public hospitals. Paperless treatment. So the use of active use of digitization is also reflected in this scheme. We have the QR code also, which helps the beneficiaries to claim and to create their own card themselves. And we have a toll-free number. So basically, this shows the e-governance along with the transparent governance, where the healthcare sector is being promoted by the government of India to a very large scale. But yes, along on the same pattern, our state government should also realize the importance of healthcare. For an example, in Delhi, we have the Mohalla clinic like centers which provides the health, health sector schemes. So in the similar on the similar pattern, other states like if we talk about the Bihar, Jharkhand, and the Purvanchal state, so they should also come ahead and should provide these basic amenities to their people.
Yes, so building up this network. So Herins, even when we talk about this Ayushman Bharat scheme also, so it's important for the states also to ensure keeping the politics aside, they need to implement this with proper efficiency and proper in an effective manner. And apart from
And
this,
the success and the success of this scheme also lies on one subsidiary scheme of the government of India, which is Jan Aushadhi, where the
yes.
subsidized rate medicines are being provided to the
Hmm.
people.
Yes, so interconnectivity between different schemes, even that plays an important role. Yes, this is a very important point.
So today we have the Air Force Day, where the Air Force is celebrating its valor, its leadership skills, its achievements with the help of its officers and personnel, and with the guiding principle that people first and mission always, which obviously our defense forces has priority. And they are showcasing the World Defense Show today, where the global defense cooperation will take place, where the multinational companies are visiting these centers and will be showcased, um, and assisting civil authorities during the national calamities, internal conflicts. So Air Force has a brief history where the humanitarian efforts have been taken. If we talk about the COVID, if we talk about the transboundary shipments of goods, services, people, if we talk about Operation Gangas, where people from were brought back from the Ukraine amid the crisis, then we Vande Bharat plan. We have also the Air Force achievement in defense sector. If we talk about the anti-terror strikes, the surgical strikes, and obviously our leader, Lieutenant Bodhaman, who flew inside the Pakistan to chase the enemy, ship, enemy plane. So obviously the Air Force always has endeavored in a good regard as far as the security and prosperity of India is concerned. So we are talking about collaboration across the borders and using the technology, intelligence, hardware. So equipped we need to do. So what we need today in the Indian Force is the important aspect. So we need more technological base for our Air Force. Obviously, the Integrated Theatre Command has provided some good alternatives to the Indian Air Force. Then we are also having BrahMos missile, which is considered as one of the ardent missile as far as the Indian Air Force is concerned, which is galvanizing our Indian Air Force power. BrahMos land cruise missile. So we have shoot, I think, 30 more armed with BrahMos missile. So obviously, we are also focusing on the privatization also, where the private industries in the name of indigenization development of the equipments are coming ahead. Hindustan Aeronautic Limited, this is a defense PSU which has delivered first light combat aircraft Tejas trainer to the Indian Air Force. So here we can see that the importance of our PSU, especially the defense sector, is concerned, and that's all. We can move forward. So stronger security measures are must to take nation to the top, says Amit Shah, who is the Home Minister of India. Mansi, can you please broader
Yeah,
the
you can
screen?
go ahead. It's okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as the law and order situation is concerned, we have the hotspots like Jammu Kashmir, leftist extremism areas in the eastern, in the northeast. So since the independence, we are bearing the brunt of insurgency, infiltration, terrorism, extremism. So obviously, the government of India, since the beginning, is taking hardcore steps towards controlling and curbing these problems. And today, what we are seeing is that the central government is also relooking the uh, Article 370 and have a stance that it is going to come back into the state of Jammu and Kashmir. States inclusion in Central Regional Council is a huge benefit to GDP. So obviously on the economy and the security, both are going hand in hand. And focus is on issues like cooperation, dropout rates among school children, and malnutrition. So yeah.
Yes, we can move forward.
So what the Mani Gandhi statues uh, just about what the Mani Gandhi statues tell us about India. So obviously we see Gandhi statues placed almost on every public institution, almost in very public, very common public places. So what they actually provides us the info about the noble ideas and noble incidences of Mahatma Gandhi's life, where his iconic picture seated in a mediative pose provides us the importance of mediation, provides the importance of uh, you know, um, handicrafts, provides the inputs of colonial officials. So what we see that 1930s, 40s, 50s statues of colonial officials commissioned by the British created in studios, and historian Tapti Guha Thakurta has her article Why Statue Matters has provided this input. So they narrate the lifestyles, the lifelonging events of Mahatma Gandhi, how he influenced from the religion, shows his past incidences, then how he dealt with the vandalism uh, and how he dealt with the India soft power strategy. So, but today, what we are seeing that there are cases of vandalism where the Gandhis um, statues are being attacked by some of the extremist groups and attacking the real critique of aspects of Gandhi life and past attitudes. But obviously, we should not try to use such things to provide to have our say in public space, because when the vandalization is done, Khalistan movement vandalized the statue of Gandhi in front of Indian embassy in the Washington D.C., which shows that how much um, extremism is happening in various foreign countries, which is not leaving even the father of the nation. So obviously, the government of India should take some very strict steps against these kind of things. And we have talked a number of times that why the Khalistan movement is propagating, because of the active support by the um, various different countries where they have this importance as for the vote bank politics.
So here I would just like to put in one thing, that Mahatma Gandhi's statues is the, I would say, one personalities whose statues are present worldwide. So it speaks a lot about the ideas and the values that he furthered and he promoted.
But today, Mansi, what we are seeing that vandalization is happening on a large scale. If we talk about the Western power in
Yes.
US, UK,
Mm,
it is happening. If we talk about African Peninsula, where Gandhiji's work is propagated for long because of his, root level work which he did there. As
mm.
far as the Tolstoy farm is concerned, registration certificates are concerned, still the vandalization is happening
So
even
vandalism,
in the south.
yes, yeah, certain non-state actors, yes, we can say it is a result of that, and even indirect impact in terms of vandalism of these statues because of certain separatist activities which are going on. So it is because of that, which is we can see ki more of such incidents are happening.
No, obviously I agree with you that these
Mm.
are happening because of these reasons. But
Mm.
I'm asking what we can actually do to prevent this.
See, for prevention, again, we need to take strict measures against the people who are already doing such acts, so that again sends a strong message in the society that whosoever would be involved in such types of incidents would not be spared. Apart from this, I don't think so. I am like not able to think of any other point right now. So you can
Okay,
just
so
add it if you
so
want.
on the institutional level, number one solution you gave that strict enforcement should be done by the authorities. Number two, on the international level, we have we have a convention. I'm not able to recall the name, which protects these kind of things from the vandalization done by the extremist group. So that convention should be highlighted at the platform of UN.
Hmm.
Number third, soft power. So in the soft power, the active role comes of media and international media, obviously, which can generate a feeling that vandalizing um, statues like of noble leaders like Gandhi, like Nelson Mandela, they should create a kind of appealing. They can appeal the masses that this vandalization is having the multiple repercussions for the coming generation, and we should not do that. From the soft power, the active role comes of international media and movies which can play an active role. So on multiple aspects, the step should be taken.
Yes. Okay, so this topic we've already taken up. So here can we can just understand it through the map that the Gaza Strip, it is located on the western bank of Israel. So from the perspective of location, that so Hamas, it operates from this region of Gaza Strip, and that is the important part. And then Israel shares the borders with Mediterranean Sea. Apart from this, Jordan is the landlocked country in this region.
Also, your voice is not coming.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay. So do I need to repeat this map book thing again?
No, no, no. It's okay.
Okay. Okay. So we can take this up, Pravesh.
Okay, so on the economy page, we are talking the very first about the inflation, which is likely to ease below 4%. Target is the next fiscal. And as we know that RBI monetary policy have taken the accommodative stance, which simply means that neither it is going up nor it is coming down because of the um, current projections which the committee as well as the RBI governor are taking into account. And on the basis of that, the inflation now they are saying that it is coming to ease below 4%, which is a good information as far as the inflation monitoring is concerned. So consumer confidence is at 4-year high. So obviously this is a good thing as far as the economy is concerned, and the central bank may rethink on cutting the repo rate when it sees the CPI inflation at around 4%. So
Yeah. Okay, you can just
as well, sorry,
you can complete yourself first, then I'll.
okay, okay. What I'm saying that limited low inflation is also not good for country, and high inflation is also not good for country. So
Hmm.
the stance of accommodative stance which is taken by the RBI, they simply show that how the inflation is likely to ease below 4%, which is as far as good. And obviously it will have the implications on the banking sector, and it will increase the um, wealth generation in the country also.
So I would just like to correct you here that right now the stance, it is not accommodative. We are at withdrawal of the accommodative stance and we are now moving more towards the hawkish stance. So we need to understand the implications of these changing stances. So when we talk about accommodative stance, so it means we are focusing more upon promoting growth, and for that definitely we require more currency in circulation. So with withdrawal of accommodative stance, which means that, and moving more closer towards or moving more towards the hawkish stance, means that the focus now remains upon how we can bring down the inflation. So this is a slight change that is happening right now when you talk about the MPC's stance.
Okay.
Move.
And what we can see that there are downside risks which have been cited, which geopolitical tensions comes into account, then global crude correction, commodity prices. So they are seeing a sharp slowdown in the global growth, and obviously the improvements in the supply conditions we are seeing.
Yeah, so one thing we can just say is that the major concerns which are related to even driving up the inflation, they are more external factors rather than domestic factors, and which have been listed over here in detail.
I actually in external factors, if we talk, then what are the common external factors we can
Okay.
correct on the, yeah.
So the most common factor responsible for inflation in India is the crude oil prices, because we are dependent upon 85% import of the crude oil. So that is again, it depends upon if the crude oil prices if goes up. So definitely inflation in India also goes up, and it has multiplier effects as well. So that is one of the most common factor. And apart from that, when we talk about the other factors which are right now in place, so that is the geopolitical risk, which is again associated with the Russia-Ukraine war, and slowing economic slowdown in the West and the advanced world. That is another factor which is majorly responsible for driving up inflation in India.
So about the aviation sector, we have just talked in the first session, and now we are seeing that.
Yes, this we have already covered. So let's just see if we have something new on the sports page. Something from the perspective of personality development, or which can be utilized in ethics. So here we can see what the champions said after winning. So here said that really great fight from Chirag. He's not at all fit, and I could sense that on the court, but he didn't show that to me. So even during difficult times, or even when you're not completely fit and you are performing up to that level, that the opponent is not able to identify that weak spot, so that again can be made a part of our general life also, in, or like we can make that a part of our personality also. So he always pushed himself, and really kudos to him for the fight he showed. So this is one. And then that night when he was down with influenza, it was a really long night. I barely slept, severe back pain, headache, and I went to the public clinic next day, got some medicines, and then just prayed. And that's how he played wonderfully well. Okay, so I think we can close it here, Pravesh. That's all for the day.
Okay. So thank you so much, and we'll be doing the next session tomorrow with a new newspaper. Thank you so much. Stay with me.
Thank you so much.